Hello guys, Max right here, and I just want to talk about, so it's a little bit today, it's Gamergate, Googlegate is breaking today, and so it's just a very interesting thing for those of you who don't know. A Google employee, oh my God, how many tens of thousands of employees have they got? One of their employees wrote an internal memo that the company is all focused on diversity, but really it's only diversity of irrelevant things like skin color and gender and stuff that pretty much you shouldn't really care about. But it's not diversity of thought. Any diversity of thought is absolutely frowned upon. It's a totally SJW environment. Then they go ahead and do something ridiculous like fire him for his outrageous comments, his non-social justice warrior approved comments, and prove him right. He immediately gets fired for having a different point of view. And a lot of people are thinking, oh my God, how could Google be so stupid, proving him right? What are they thinking? It's like, guys, you don't get the social justice warrior movement or the leftist movement at all yet if you think that. It's very, very important to understand, although all the words coming out of their mouth is rhetoric and ideology and leftism and yay poor people and yay evil privileged people and all that stuff, that's not why they're leftists. That's not why they're social justice warriors. I've done lots and lots of sales training in my life, and something you learn at day one of sales training is people make decisions emotionally and they justify it logically. So you need those two components to make a sale. People don't buy sports cars or new outfits or shiny rings or jewelry or anything because of some logical reason. They do it because they want to feel good, they want to feel cool, they want to feel hip. They do it for the feeling. It's an emotional reason, and then they justify it with logic. So if someone just buys a brand new sports car or something, they don't. When you're talking about it, it's like, oh, I feel like such a boss in this car. That's not what they're saying. They're saying, well, it goes 0 to 100 in this, and they're giving you all this data, which is the justification, the logical justification, which gives them permission to do what they emotionally want to do. It's very important that pretty much every decision you make, very important for you to understand, that almost every decision you and everybody else make is an emotional decision and is justified logically afterwards. So with that in mind, let's think about, yes, it gives logical ammunition to people to say, well, look, this person said they don't value diversity of thought, and here they are firing me for diversity of thought. That's giving someone logical ammunition. But what's it doing on the emotional side? See, the reason the red pill is so hard to swallow, the evidence is just abundant and overwhelming now that just leftism and social justice warrior is just hypocrisy and stupidity from start to finish. But why is taking that red pill and changing teams so difficult? It's the emotional reasons. So what are the emotional reasons? Well, it's very much just based in cult behavior. What do the cults do? What do leftists do? Forget cults. What do leftists do? You're programmed to unfriend anybody who disagrees with you. That's cutting off all thought from new ideas, entering new arguments, entering the fray so that you can be persuaded otherwise. But most importantly, you are, in addition to cutting them off, you're also trained to call them bigots and racists and xenophobes and to just be horrible human beings. Call them every name under the sun so that they are separated. You unfriend everybody who doesn't have this ideology, is not part of the cult. You call them horrible names so there can't possibly friendships or acquaintances be maintained in that way. And there's this division where they never meet. Now you are exclusively in this group of friends, and we are very social animals. So if you go against the grain and you are going to be ostracized from that group, you can't go to the group that you've just been mean to. You certainly don't think you can. And so you know that stepping out of line is, and it's a bit of a gray area. It's not written in stone, but it's understood subconsciously. You know that if you go against the grain, you are going to be ostracized. At first, you'll just be reprimanded. You'll be made to look bad and evil and just like those guys over there, and most people will just quickly step back in line. But if you really want to swallow the red pill and you've changed forever and you can't be part of the cult anymore, you know you're going to be ostracized, and not just ostracized, viciously attacked. Which means after you've got rid of everybody else who is good and kind and might be nice to you, after that they're all pushed away in another universe, and in your mind they have no business being friendly to you after the way you've treated them. Now your exclusive social circle is the cult. And if you step outside of the cat and they're going to be vicious and mean to you, you've got this huge group of people being vicious and mean to you. You've got those people who you've been vicious and mean to who have every right to be vicious and mean to you as well. And you are lonely, you have no friends, you are being attacked left and right, and it will be brutal. And it's that psychological mechanism that makes it so hard for people to swallow the red pill. Just look at your Lacey Greens, look at the creator of the Red Pill documentary, Casey. All of these people go through vicious attacks. And once upon a time, I haven't heard them speak about it or mention it or confess to it yet, but I can almost guarantee you that once upon a time, before they were Red Pill, they were the ones who were just lambasting people and being vicious and being mean for stepping out of line of the ideology. And you know, I've done this to other people. If I think about going outside of the cult, I know what's going to happen to me because I was one of those trained foot soldiers who attacked people who stepped outside of the ideology. And so that's the mechanism that keeps people trapped. That's the mechanism that it's so hard to swallow the red pill. Because it's in our DNA, we are social human beings, and that level of ostracism, you've ostracized yourself from the other team, and the team that you've aligned yourself will ostracize you if you step out of line. You are all alone. Now, some good news for people. Actually, before I get to that, I think that's a little bit why often it comes friendship first, and then the red pill is swallowed. An example would be from the Red Pill documentary. Casey, she went out, interviewed all these men's rights activists, and through that process, she was like, they're not treating me bad at all, and actually, they're quite good people, and I enjoy hanging out with them. Now it becomes okay to swallow the red pill. Lacey starts going out with Chris Ray Gunn or something, and again, he's not evil at all, and I'm hanging out with his circle of friends, and they're nice. Now I can swallow the red pill. The facts have been there for years. It was the cultism. It was the threat of ostracism that kept them trapped and kept them unable to swallow the red pill, no matter how much logic and no matter how much facts you throw at them. And just in case there are any leftists out there thinking about, this red pill stuck in my throat is just overwhelming, I'm choking on it now. What you will find is all the lies and that they're so evil and racist and bigoted. What you'll find is, I find, even though I'm an atheist and I think many of them are atheists, it's almost like a very Christian community. It's like, they're just very forgiving. It's like the moment you stop being a douchebag, the moment you stop being horrible and mean, they're actually extremely welcoming. And there's a reason for that. Without exception, every single one of them went through what you went through. We all went to leftist schools and primary schools, elementary schools, high schools. The vast majority of us went through colleges that were exactly like that. We all watched the same Hollywood movies, we all watched the same TV shows, and all of it is propaganda and filling ourselves with hatred for the opposition, and we've all gone through it. So they're extremely empathetic to people who come out the other side. And what leftists realize when they just stop being mean, horrible people, screaming names at people, is that they almost immediately make friends. It's almost like a cartoon where the snow thaws and all of a sudden flowers bloom, and you leave that hate-filled life behind. And your life almost immediately gets better. But there is that small period where you get ostracized from that group and you haven't yet humbly come to that other group and said, wow, I can't believe I was part of that. And that's very lonely. Crossing that chasm is very, very difficult. But if you can just, so secretly, just make a friend, you'll see things change like that. So that's my message for leftists. I hope that helps. And for guys, if you think the employees at Google are making a miscalculation, you are sorely mistaken. The reason people are trapped in leftism is because they know there will be economic consequences, they will be fired, but most importantly, they will be ostracized, and it will be a lonely, lonely world. Hope that helps. Take care, guys.